how's it going? This is Calvin Dan. Calling Mutilated Tyrant. We're going to start this interview. Hey, do you mind, Rory, giving me a quick intro and like your tribal affiliation?
Okay, yeah. My name is Rory James, and I play drums for the band Mutilated Tyrant from Ganado, Arizona, along with I do play drums for 3 other bands as well, but with Mutilated, we are from Ganado, Arizona, and we are all Navajo, from the Navajo Nation up here in Arizona.
Okay. And can you tell me about like the band history, kind of when you guys started, and kind of like any lineup changes or any major changes you've had since you've started?
Yeah, okay. So we started the band while we were all in high school back in 2014. And we were all seniors at the time. That starting lineup was myself, Lardell, who is still in the band as a lead guitarist and vocalist, and a couple of our other friends from high school, Timmy, who was our former guitarist, Warren, who was a former bassist, and Derek, who was also a former bassist. And they've helped us kind of pave the way to where we're at today. So the current lineup right now is myself and Lardell, and filling in for bass is Lardell's little brother, Lawrence Sosi. And our very first show was a New Year's show out in Tempe, and it was of course it was a bar show, and we saw a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids playing in a bar. But yeah, they've helped us pave the way where we're at today. Since then, we've put out 3 demos. Our first demo is called Baptized from Hell, which we released in 2014. And it's kind of going toward the death metal type of sound that we wanted to do. And a year later, we put out an EP called Forest of Eternity, and that was more into the black metal direction. And we got a lot of good feedback from that, so we just kind of stuck in that direction, kind of staying in the black metal lane, mixing it with some death metal. Hey.
Sorry about that.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I was just, I think I was asking you. Let me just make sure my recording's on. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's back on. Okay. It's all good. I'm going to edit this later, but what made you guys lean towards the black metal style versus the other types of metal, like thrash metal, or, continuing on with death metal, just because it seems like black metal is not like a big, it's not as popular as the other, subtypes.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the reason why that we wanted to stay in that direction, because there's not a lot of local black metal bands that are around our area. There were about maybe, I want to say 1 or 2 at the time we started, and everybody just kind of really liked on how we sounded, so we just kind of stuck with it. And a lot of the feedback, of course, was there weren't a lot of native black metal bands around the area, so we were kind of proud to be one of the very few.
Awesome. And then what are some of your influences for the black metal style? Like, what kind of bands do you draw influence from?
We were introduced to a lot of bands. Nargaroth was one of them. Gorgoroth, of course, was another one of them. And then we stumbled upon this band called Woods of Ypres, which is kind of like a black / doom. And I want to say bands like, of course, Marduk and Uwada, which we got to open for Marduk and Uwada a couple years ago down in Phoenix, which is really cool. And just bands in that category, and of course there's a whole lot more that I can't really think of off the top of my head right now.
No problem. Well, those are some really good influences. I'm not familiar with the first band you mentioned, Argoth.
Nargaroth. They're another underground black metal band. I want to say, I believe they're from Germany. I can't really recall.
Okay. And then you mentioned Woods of Ypres. They're well. I mean, they're not around anymore. I was still like to listen to them. The lead singer was, tragically killed. Their last album, I forget what it was called, came out in 2012. Anyway, that's a really good album. Really, I still listen to that, and it's on heavy rotation for me.
Yeah. Woods of Ypres has really been a big influence for us, and of course, tragically, singer's no longer here, but we still like to play the albums. The Green album is personally my favorite.
Yeah, I listen to it a lot. Like, I don't know. It's like really introspective, and like a lot of his lyrics, you can tell like he was really going through some really hard stuff and personal stuff, and their music is like timeless. I always go back and listen to them. And then what you mentioned, you played with Uwada and Marduk. Who are some of the other bands that you guys played with, or that you've had the fortune of touring with?
We got to open up for Inquisition back in 2000, and I want to say either 15 or 16. And there was Inquisition, Marduk, Uwada. We got to open up for Mushroomhead and Doyle right here on the reservation a couple years ago. Trying to think who else we opened for. I think that's just pretty much it. We've opened up for Uwada about maybe 3 or 4 times, really.
Yeah, I like them too. They're pretty sick. I think they have a new album coming out too.
Yeah, their new track it's really good. I like it. It's kind of taking a new direction in how they've originally sounded, which is interesting.
Yeah. I had a quick question too about you mentioned these guys started out in Ganado. Do you think it's like tough to be a band based out on the Navajo Nation versus being established in like Phoenix or Albuquerque, like as far as getting your music out or being able to get on shows?
Yeah, I think it's pretty unique. We go up there, we introduce ourselves, we say where we're from, and we just get a puzzled look from the crowd, like, where's that from? Mm-hmm. And afterwards, they come up to us and we're like, hey, yeah, where's this Ganado? And it's up on the Navajo Indian Reservation, and that's when we get into talking about reservation life and Native American lifestyle, all that type of stuff. So I think it's pretty unique, really. And we say it with pride that we're from the Navajo Nation, from a little small town on the Navajo Nation.
Yeah. My family's originally from the Chilchimbato, Kienta area on my mom's side. My dad's side's on the Four Corners area, but yeah, it's really nice.
Okay, yeah, sweet.
And then another quick question, like I've been watching. So one of the main influences for me to do this project, this podcast, was the Revolver documentary that you guys were in. You guys got a big part of the interview in that documentary. How did you guys get approached to do that?
Oh yeah, it was really funny. Lardell, my guitarist, he messaged me on Facebook one day and he was like, "Yo, we got some people from Revolver that want to interview us," and I was at home that day and I was like, okay, I'm just kind of thinking, okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, Revolver. Kind of, I didn't take it as seriously as I thought. I just kind of thought it was a joke, and I told him, I was like, okay, go ahead and bring them over, and we'll go from there. So a couple of days later, he calls me up, and he's like, we're headed up to your place. So I get ready, and lo and behold, coming up my dirt road is Lardell's car and a real big dark gray van right behind him. And that's just when I kind of went, oh shit, this is legit. But I think they went out and approached Lardell about the interview first. Because we do run the band page, but Lardell's the one that usually responds to everything, and then he'll come to us and be like, "Hey, this is what's going to happen, or this is what I want to happen. Can you make this work?" And just depending on of course, work schedule, personal life schedule, we'll make it work. But yeah, I think the Revolver guys went up and reached out to him, and then it just kind of went down the line. They went to him, and then he went to me, and that's how it all went down.
Yeah, they featured a lot of Navajo bands. I'm pretty sure you probably played with them or crossed paths with some of the other Navajo bands that they featured.
Yeah, we've had the privilege of sharing the stage with a majority of those bands that were featured, and they're all really, really good friends and just really, really awesome people, really talented individuals. And I can't be thankful enough that I've gotten to know them and play alongside them.
Yeah, it's too bad that all the shows have been on hold for now for the pandemic, and really want to go to a show. I didn't realize how big of a big part of me getting out the front door and doing something. I really want to go out and check out a show again.
Yeah, I mean, we are itching to play a show. We haven't played a show all year, and it's kind of a bummer, but it hit us hard. It's out of nowhere. I mean, we were supposed to go out and record a full album, and we were in the process of doing that right after we had released our current EP, and since the pandemic happened, it just put it on hold, and we haven't gotten together and jammed since, and it's just a real bummer, really.
Yeah, I hope everyone can do their part and make sure this pandemic can at least subside enough that we can have shows again.
Yeah, exactly.
I think those are pretty much all my questions. Do you have any questions for me?
No, not really. But thank you again. This is really, really cool.
Yeah, no problem. I want to, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to play a song from you guys. Is there a particular track that you think someone should check out as far as like their first listen to your band?
I personally would recommend our track Under the Cold Dark Moon, which is on our latest EP release. It is currently out on Bandcamp, and we do have physical copies available for purchase on our Bandcamp page.
All right. Well, thanks again. I'm going to go ahead and play this track, and I really appreciate you reaching out to me.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you again very much.
Yeah. All right, I'll play this track, and I'll go ahead and let you go, Roy.
All right. Thank you again, Calvin.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Have a good night.
You too.